There's nothing worse than a baby crying all the time, because you get stressed out. He's uncomfortable, he's stressed out, and both your husband and yourself start getting a bit niggly at each other as well. So being able to understand what his needs are, it meant that the stress levels in my household were reduced considerably. Relationship building between me and my son's just gone from day to day. It's got so much better, and yeah, it's just made life a lot easier. I feel more empowered. I feel like I'm really assisting my baby. There's nothing worse than them crying and you feeling like you can't do anything. You just want to sit down and cry with them, and that helplessness has gone away. I can now communicate with him a lot more effectively and enjoy him a lot more as well. And being able to understand what his needs are, that meant that my husband was able to communicate and understand what Declan's requirements were, and it means he can bond with him as well. I'm sure my mother would have benefited from it when I was a baby.
It was, I don't know, kind of surreal. It was never really like, oh, this is actually our baby, we have to take him home from the hospital. I mean, we're keeping him, you know, and then you get him home and it's like, okay, there's a baby here, but I still don't think it's sunk in. This is our baby, we have to take him home every day, you know. Before I'd go, okay, I'm going to the bathroom, here's the baby, you hold him, you know, he should be okay. And of course, as soon as I close the door in the bathroom, the crying starts, and I could hear him walking up and down the halls and trying to quiet him down and stuff.
I grabbed the baby and what do I do? You know, like running around, trying to figure out what was going on. It's pretty frustrating. I mean, it can create some fights too sometimes, you know.
But now he can figure out what the baby wants.
We were just sitting there and he started fussing a little more, and he started to say the word now, and I was like, okay, you're hungry, no big deal. So I went and grabbed a bottle, and then afterwards I went and changed his diaper. She came out and she looked at me in the living room, and I was like, it's okay, I got everything under control.
He's changing the diaper and he's figured it out. He's got it all good, and
it was pretty cool. I feel like I can handle him.
Actually, I'm a lot more secure. You know, before it was like, okay, is he hungry? Isn't he? Am I feeding him enough? Is he doing okay? Because with breastfeeding, you never know how much he's getting or anything like that. Now, I know. He's screaming, nah, I need to feed him. And other times he does the heh, where he's just kind of uncomfortable and, you know, I just move him around and then he's happy and we're all good.
No, that was the first word that I heard, and I was just like amazed. I couldn't believe it that he said it. He was crying, but he said it, and I was like, is that for real? And I looked, oh yeah, that was it. And
he still does that noise. I think he knows, you know, if I say nah, somebody's gonna come feed me.
We were really quite amazed, given that Jeremy is our second child, that we had never picked up the air cry, which is that he has wind and he's really uncomfortable. And sort of as we were watching the Dnstn System DVD, we were quite amazed, and we looked at each other and went, we know that cry. Is that what that means? Where was this DVD with our first child? Just being able to identify what it is and be able to stop that, your anxiety is so much less, and it's just so much more enjoyable. I think he's happier because he's getting the attention he needs more quickly, and he's definitely sleeping better. It is probably the most stressful thing that you will put your relationship through. And again, that was such a huge difference between my husband and I, even though it was our second child, that we could say, hey, that's a tired cry, or hey, he's got low wind pain, and actually do something about it. I think it was just a level of excitement to know that these little babies who aren't supposed to come with instruction manuals actually can come with an instruction manual. We were like little kids going, wow, now we can actually do something and we could change our lives, and where we thought we had no control over our child before, now we actually do have some say in how the child's going to behave. The bonding with the child is also improved because you don't have that stress that's associated with it. You're just relaxed and happy, and the child is happier, and so your relationship is just improved.
I distinctly remember leaving the hospital, going to our parking lot, walking into our house and thinking, I remember leaving the condo, I didn't have a baby, now I'm walking into the condo with a baby. What's going on? How did this happen? Suddenly, all the care of this child is on your shoulders, and you realize how much you don't know what you're doing and how much you need all the help you can get. Before I found out about Dunstan, when my baby was about 6 weeks old, I felt that he wasn't gaining weight like he should, and everyone kept saying to me, no, it's fine, he's fine. But I took him into the doctor, and they were a little bit concerned, and they had me bring him back about a week later, and he'd actually lost weight from when they'd weighed him the first time. And that's so scary, you know, you have this little person depending on you for everything, and somehow you're not feeding him correctly. And we finally determined that I wasn't making enough milk for him. I was nursing him at that time, and that he needed to be supplemented with a bottle. And it was right around the same time that I found out about Dunstan and the Dunstan system, and just having that reassurance during that really sensitive time to know right now he needs to eat and I can feed him. Right now he doesn't need to eat, he needs to sleep, and so I can just snuggle with him. So he's happier, I'm happier.
How's Dad?
Dad's good. Dad's happier because Mom's happier.
I really didn't know what his needs were. You know, it was difficult, and I knew it was going to be difficult, but I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. And I was breastfeeding and I was having difficulty with that. So when I actually watched the DVDs, I was really excited and relieved. And I remember tears coming to my eyes and thinking, thank God someone has told me about this. And I was initially so excited after watching the first DVD that I rang my husband at work and said, when you come home tonight, the first thing you do when you walk through the front door, you've got to sit and watch this DVD. I felt really positive that this was a turning point, and it was a major turning point. I really felt that someone out there and other people out there were experiencing the same thing I was. I wasn't alone. I thought the instructions that Priscilla gave were very clear and very concise. Now I know exactly what he needs. I mean, it's easy now. He's a happier baby, and I've not just seen that, but our whole family's seen that, and friends have noticed what a happy, laid-back little baby he is, and he is, because whatever he needs, I can deal with straight away, and there's peace. And now I feel really competent, and I feel confident. I want another child because of this. I feel as though I can handle that now.
Bringing a brand new baby home from the hospital is one of the most terrifying things I've ever, had to do in my life.
You have this little life in front of you that you're totally responsible for. People tell you how hard it's going to be and how much your life's going to change, but you really don't understand until the baby comes home with you.
It was chaotic. Before we were on this Dunstan baby plan, we just kind of did what we thought.
You kind of are at you're on your last thread because you don't know what to do, and the baby's crying so much, and you've tried everything and nothing's working. After watching the DVD, I was very excited, ready to start. I even wanted to wake him up just to start hearing the words. I played it for my husband. He also was very excited, and our life changed so much because we could really hear these different words that Priscilla had outlined on this DVD.
We were even just saying this morning that we're really excited to have our second, because we're going to start from day one and hopefully be able to communicate with him from day one.